Hello, hello. Welcome back. Happy Friday, everybody. All of our beautiful Valley girls. Welcome back to the What We Said podcast. We're here and we're ready to party. So actually, I'm not. I'm feeling very low energy today.
Yeah, I've had like the most anxious day, 2 days of maybe my whole year. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm kind of been a ball of anxiety the past few days. So vibes are low, but I will continue to press forward. And that's just the reality of life.
Anxiety is no fun.
Yeah.
No fun at all.
I would say I don't have anxiety. I don't think like diagnosed anxiety, but like certain events will spur on anxiety spirals for me.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just like go into this depressive, like anxious lull for like 24 to 48 hours, but then I'm good. So I'll be good in like 12 hours.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can, brighten our spirits today, get our energy up. We just got back from Dallas. I say we just got back, we kind of did, but it also feels like now I've lived 20 years since then. But we had a ball of a time. Dallas
was so fun. I love Dallas.
You show up and show out because the crowd was amazing. They had the best energy, just like so fun and wanted to have a good time.
There's a certain wholesome energy that I feel like Dallas brings, like at our last show too, that I just love. And every city kind of has like a different type of energy. And I don't know if wholesome's the right word, but I don't know. That's kind of how it feels to me.
Yes.
And I just like Dallas in general. Like we met up with Kenzie for coffee and that was really fun to see her. And we honestly, these last few legs of the tour, I feel like our Chicago and New York leg was longer, obviously, and we kind of had more time to like do stuff and we were out and about making the most. And I feel like the other legs have been very quick. Like we just get there, do the show
hours.
and go home. And for that reason, we pretty much are just bed rotting and like ordering food because we're trying to conserve energy for our meet and greets and our shows. And then we pretty much go home the next morning at like 6 a.m. So I feel like we don't get a lot of time in those cities like in Orlando or Dallas, I guess. But yeah, great vibes, great weather too. I will say this time of year just in general has been the best time for tour because everywhere we go, the weather's perfect.
Exactly.
And it's like fall is starting and I'm loving the vibes.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And yeah, it felt amazing. We talked about this in our last episode a little bit with Kristen and John, but we just wanted to have a nice relaxing evening the night before our show and we got there. We're like, we need to watch that Unknown Number, like High School Catfish show.
Talk about anxiety.
Oh my gosh. We literally I was on the edge of my seat in a nervous wreck kind of way. Like I was feeling sick to my stomach and very scared of people. And then that just really set us back. And then we decided to watch Great British Baking Show afterwards, which also was a little spooky at the beginning, but
which also unfortunately is supposed to be a comfort show. And the intros to those shows are insane. Them dressed as dinosaurs. I'm like, what are we doing?
You never know what you're going to get.
Always got to stay on your toes with Great British Baking Show. But I do love that show. I love watching people bake. Show. It's very relaxing. I also want to say, I feel like always if I come into the podcast in not a good mood or like good headspace, by the end I'm always feeling great, especially because we're reading dating stories today. So don't you worry. I can't wait to get into your guys' anxious energy and then I'll forget about my own life.
It's nice to not feel alone in it. That's just the vibe I have been getting from tour lately has just been really filling my cup because I just get this sense like when we're all in the same room together, just having fun. I just get this sense, this was going way too deep, way too quickly, but like that I'm not alone. Like we're all going through stuff. We're all, in different stages of life, but we like, we're just trying to make it work. And we're just chugging along and we're all just in it together.
I feel like especially at this age and girls, like whether you are in your early 20s, your late 20s, your early 30s, if you are like getting married or getting engaged, I feel like, or having kids, like that's kind of also a lot of the Q&As that we'll do. Like that's kind of the vibe. Some people are younger, but I feel like a lot of people have like grown up with us. And so it does, I agree. It's like when people are asking questions in Q&As, it's like, oh, okay, so we're all dealing with this certain
So we
thing.
all sing.
Yeah, exactly. Which is really nice. I agree. It does make you feel just connected on a different level.
And now you're gone. And now we're not with you guys.
I know. We're really missing the live studio audience to like in real time react to, what we're saying, but we'll get over it.
We'll be fine.
Dancing with the Stars. It's always, so Tuesday's a great day because our episodes go up. Well, I guess this is a Friday episode, but Tuesday's What We Said episode goes up and then Dancing with the Stars comes out. So I guess
it's kind of the most current we could possibly be.
Well, yeah, we're always just 1 week behind. Like we're always talking about exactly what happened last week,
But if people listen in the morning, the new one hasn't come out yet.
True.
So maybe they've gotten we're still, I guess, a week behind, but there's no new developments yet if they listen in the morning.
Right. True. And if they're listening to this Friday episode, then we got a few days before new developments are happening. Wait. Yeah. Wait, no.
No. This will be old.
Okay. Oh, I'm getting my math mixed up. Whatever. You guys don't care. So this was week 3, right? That I'm referring to of Dancing with the Stars. So good. Whitney Levitt. Wow. She is somehow getting better every week. Like I feel like she already started at such a, she's such a great dancer and she's such a performer as well. And somehow each week getting better and better. Like
her movements are so sharp.
This week actually stopped me in my tracks. Like I've been saying like, oh, her or Robert. And like this week alone, I'm like, she's winning. It was insane. Her dance was insane. Yeah, I mean, she's just really eating it up. Every aspect of everything. Still, Robert did great. And everyone else did too. Like I loved, actually, you know how I was like talking about how the oldies just gotta go? I'm like, why are we on the show? Sobbing at the old guys dance, Andy. I was actually sobbing afterwards because everyone was like so emotional. And they're like, it doesn't matter your age. Like, and I'm like, I need to take back what I said last week because
they play
I'm like, get him off my stage.
They play clips like, don't listen to the haters. You know how they'll sometimes do like a montage of haters.
No, I can't be that. No, it really was so sweet. And they were just talking about how like dance is about your heart and artistry and like how he just showed so much love on that stage and like he's a beginner. But, I mean, I will say kind of crazy that he didn't go home just based off of like skill level, obviously. But he is a sweetie and it was like really precious, just that dance that they did. But yeah, I love Dancing with the Stars. Just such a good, feel-good show to me.
It is crazy that it is half skill, half likability, right? Or actually, is it a combination of their scores and?
It's the judges' scores and audience members voting, yeah.
Because I was going to say, it's really, like, people are always shocked when people who aren't skilled go home, but it is also not just a skill competition, I guess. As you're saying that.
Okay, this is not making sense to me, and maybe I already complained about this one of the weeks, but the way that Dancing with the Stars goes live at 8 p.m. for us in Los Angeles makes no sense to me because it airs at essentially like hours earlier than that on the East Coast. So by the time we're watching it, like I have to stay off social media because by the time I'm watching it, I can't even properly vote. Like the voting is over. It's like you would have to just vote for your favorite people. You're at that point, you're not even voting for their dance.
That's stupid.
If I'm not reading it incorrectly, which I'm pretty sure I'm not because I always know like, okay, I need to stay off social media because I get a lot of Dancing with the Stars things on my For You page since I like to watch their stuff. And if I go on at 7 p.m., I can see every single person's dance. I'm like, how is this airing? Why doesn't it air at 5 p.m. in Los Angeles when it's actually happening in Los Angeles?
Okay, that's weird.
I'm not getting that. Like, I've got to be missing something.
It's not clocking to me.
I've got to be missing something. It's like they're prioritizing East Coast or something, but it's happening on the West Coast. So I do not, like, what am I missing that's happening? I don't get it. But other than that, love you so much. Dancing with the Stars. I'm having a great time. I really love everyone. Like this season, I'm obsessed.
Wait. Okay. So what time does it go live on the East Coast?
Let me ask. So Dancing with the Stars airs live at 8 p.m. Eastern time, which is 5 p.m. our time. But we don't get to see it till 8 p.m. our time.
Oh, okay.
So it's I guess it makes sense because they don't want it to be so late for them. Like they don't want it to be 8 p.m. our time and 11 p.m. their time. But it's a live thing. So I'm like, but can we watch it at 5?
Yeah.
Have it go live at 5 p.m.
That's so weird.
I don't get it. Because at that point, like when I'm watching it, it'll always be like, voting's now closed. And I'm like, well, I haven't seen any of the dances yet.
How can I vote?
If you're on the East Coast, you just can't vote.
You just have to purely vote off of who you like.
Nothing to do with their dance that week or anything, apparently. I'm like, that seems weird to me. If someone works for Dancing with the Stars or something and can explain this to me, or if you're like, you're deep into the lore and you're a huge fan, please explain to me why.
Yeah.
Why.
It's not fair. Because what if someone kills it in their dance and then you change your vote?
If you also work for Dancing with the Stars, please allow us to attend one of the nights.
Yeah, let's go.
We would love that. That would be so fun to be there in person.
Mm-hmm.
Just seems like such good energy.
I would love to go.
Yeah, I love all.
I think I'm going to start
couples.
watching. At 8 now. I'm so confused. What time I should be watching? At 8 now, right? You watch it when it comes live.
I watch it at 8 p.m. Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, it is good timing because it's like dinner's over, Benny's down, and like I just watch my show. I mean, I'm not complaining about that aspect. I just don't understand the logistics, but whatever.
Doesn't make sense.
So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Is Sophie here again? That barking is so haunting.
It sounds exactly like Sophie's bark.
And why is it in this office building?
Do you know what's so funny is there was a rat. We heard there sounded like there was a rat in one of our latest episodes, and everyone in the comments of the YouTube video were like, I thought 100% you guys were making a joke about Remy, the rat from Ratatouille, because we were talking about cooking. And then immediately, as we're in that conversation, we hear a rat in the rafters. Yeah. And they're like, a missed opportunity. I'm like, oh, dang. We should have made reference.
Remy? That would have been hilarious.
Missed opportunity. We fumbled.
Missed it.
Anything else you wanted to chat about before we get into these wonderful stories?
Well, we talked about this a little bit on, we recorded with Kristen and John, as we said, a couple days ago. So I'm not sure what episode this went on, whether it was their Patreon, like their, before we started actually recording and just was on their Patreon. But we had a very interesting plane situation happen, which I've actually never had happen on a flight I've been on before. We had like someone who had a medical emergency.
On our ride home from Dallas.
It's like a 3-hour flight. So probably 20 minutes in, like we hear some commotion a couple rows behind us. And I had heard like a woman screaming for help or saying something like, oh no, and sounding very panicked.
Kind of like
know that.
Groaning as well. Like maybe like moaning like she was in pain or something and like kind of screaming for help. It was actually very spooky.
Yes.
I had my headphones in so I didn't hear the initial, but I
Yeah, it was very jarring. Like when you hear that kind of, it's real. Like it's not just a commotion, whatever. And so all the flight attendants are kind of like running back and forth. I couldn't see who the person was. Well, everyone was just kind of looking to see like, do they need help or what's going on?
After we heard the kind of like moaning and initial thing, a bunch of people were like, we need help. There's a medical emergency. And so everyone was like looking back and stuff. Like it was obvious that something was happening that was not good. No one knew what.
Yeah, no one knew what, and everyone was just kind of waiting to see what to do, which was scary. And the flight attendants are running around trying to figure out, asking like, are there any medical professionals on board?
Not one, by the way.
Yeah, not one.
Not one medical professional on board. Which
I was shocked.
Scary, yeah.
And as this is going on, me and Jaci kind of like turn around in our seats, and the woman behind us says out loud, not in her head, says out loud, oh gosh, I hope we don't have to make emergency landing. I really got to get there. And I'm like, I just like kind of stare at her and just kind of turn around. I'm like, you're terrifying, ma'am. This is like
a medical emergency.
In the midst of, we don't know what's going on. We don't know if this person's going to be okay or not. Like if they need medical help and we need to make an emergency landing, all of us are okay with that because whether you're late to this, whatever it is, probably is not more important than somebody's actual life.
Yeah. It was absolutely insane.
Oh, I was so shook. I'm like, the worst of humanity? Like just, wow.
And that's the problem with airports and being on a flight is like, you will talk to the nicest people and you'll like your faith is restored in humanity, and then you will come across someone at their absolute worst, because I feel like traveling, especially under stress or whatever it is, brings out the worst in people, which is the whole bag debacle. We always talk about that. Not that that's comparable to what she was saying, but when people are just standing too close, or when, like, I've had the experience multiple times on tour where I'm trying to get out of my row and someone just like cuts me off.
Yes.
And I'm like, why do you think that's okay when also I'm hurrying? It's not like I'm like taking my sweet time and they have, it's like, okay, so it's actually my turn to exit the row because I'm in front of you. You don't barrel past someone that's like getting their bag.
Yeah.
You're so rude. And if you need to do that, you can be like, hey, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I have a quick connection. Is there any way I can? And I'd be like, totally. But they don't give context. They just, and I doubt that's what the situation is. They're just selfish. And so that same lady that said that comment has the audacity. She was sitting in back of me. And so the person in front of me laid their seat back, and probably an hour into the flight, I reclined my seat. Immediately upon doing that, she's hitting my seat, and Chelsey knows. Hard, yes. You can vouch, like you would be like,
yes, I kept looking like, what is going on?
She was adjusting, or
you would think at first she was just trying to grab something and like maybe her shoulder hit.
Yeah.
But it was literally like, if you're watching YouTube.
I'm like this. My seat is going back and forth. And I'm like, oh, woke me up out of a dead sleep twice, by the way. Like I kind of would like doze off and I had my headphones in, would just rock the seat. And I'm like, is she trying to get something out of her thing? Is she mad at me that I reclined my seat?
She's like trying to be a brat about it.
Yeah. But then based off of that comment, also with the girl who was having the medical emergency, the woman, she ended up being totally fine, to our knowledge, and she was maybe having like a diabetes, like a diabetic, some sort of episode where she just needed like sugar. They got her orange juice and
cooled down the plane a little bit.
Cooled down the plane. Everyone like opened their vents.
She came to, and
yeah, I think she maybe passed out and then came to. So she was fine, and like we went on with the flight. But that woman, strike one, strike two. She was so. And she would like go to the bathroom and come back and be like grabbing seats to get to her place. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You have no awareness for it was just so insane. So
spooky vibes.
Spooky vibes for spooky season.
It is October now, which I'm very excited about. I'm so ready for spooky season. I'm ready for haunted mansions. I'm ready for haunted mansions. Haunted houses. I'm like, I don't want the house. I need a mansion. Haunted houses. I'm ready for, we're going to Disneyland soon, and it's all Halloween again, you know, all of the spookiness I'm ready for. I'm ready to get out my Halloween decorations and just go feral.
Same.
And I actually ordered our Halloween costumes already.
Wow.
Which I haven't done ever in my life. I usually wait until like the week before, and then I'm screwed. And then I have to run to Party City or something and just get whatever they have left. But I've been planning. I'm getting all of the, you know, the costumes, the face paint I need to get, making sure I have all the little things.
Nice.
So that I'm not, you know, rushed when it comes time. We also have a couple shows like those 2 weeks before I know
it'll just get crazy.
Yeah.
That's true. I need to do the same. I am so excited for fall, for Halloween. Also, if you guys want to get into the cozy spirit and you haven't listened to this week's episode, go listen to our cozy fall guide that we did with Kristen and John. They were the perfect people to do that episode with because they are cozy masters. They got the recipes. They know all the touches for your home to feel cozy, all of that. So if you guys want to listen to that episode, make sure you don't miss it. Well, let's get into these bad date stories. This is another prompt that we did at a show. Again, new, fresh stories. As always, we're not recycling stories, but we did the date I barely survived. And it is we did that at our late night New York show, and it was everything.
Yes.
They're
so
just
crazy.
Always so bad. I can't even begin to understand these dates that people go on.
Same.
Okay, I can start.
Okay.
If you guys are looking for a staple puffer jacket to add to your wardrobe this winter, look no further. You guys need the Columbia Amaze Puff Jacket. It's so cute. It's so comfortable. It's so warm. I feel like they've really locked in on all of the details that a good puffer needs. It's weather resistant, so water resistant. It has Omni Shield technology to keep moisture and stains away. Also has a removable hood, tons of colors. Chelsey and I both have the black just because it's a staple, but you can look at their website and they have a bunch of different cute colors. Also, they have 3 different lengths. So there's a jacket for every look. It is incredibly soft. It also has built-in backpack straps for versatility in the winter. And this is truly the jacket you can bring everywhere this winter. It's for anywhere that you live, whether you live in a freezing cold place or you live somewhere that has more mild weather, but maybe in the mornings it gets colder, in the evenings it gets chilly, or you have a winter trip planned where you're going to be going to a colder location. This is just the jacket. It is super, super soft. Like the material is just very, very cozy and comfortable. They also have super soft thumb holes at the hands, so they keep the jacket looking great and keep you warm.
They also have an easy to grab chunky zipper, which is iconic when you're wearing gloves. You know how annoying it is to try and find the minuscule zipper on jackets? So they know what you need when you're trying to stay warm and you're trying to look cute and have something soft and cozy, and it feels like you're wearing a hug. So head to Columbia.com to get your hands on an Amaze Puff jacket. They're tough on cold, soft on you.
We love a protein shake here at the What We Said podcast, and we love specifically Clean Simple Eats protein. This is the protein I've used for years now. I love it because it's just more smooth and not chalky and doesn't have that nasty protein aftertaste that I feel like most protein powders do. They have so many good flavors, and if you're trying to get into the fall spirit, I've talked about my classic chocolate cherry smoothie / protein shake that I make all the time. I feel like that one's fun for fall, as well as their pumpkin pie protein. If you just want to add that with a milk of your choice, honestly, just that and some ice, it tastes like a milkshake. Or you can add some banana in there, some fruit, whatever you want. But it's so nice to get into the fall spirit with a nice protein shake. Their protein powder has nothing artificial. So they're third-party tested, non-GMO, soy-free, and there is 0 added sugar. And each serving has 20 grams of grass-fed whey protein isolate, which we absolutely love.
Clean Simple Eats really has so many different flavors to choose from. Their toasted marshmallow is going to be a staple. I actually am going to bring that over immediately now that I just said that to Abby's house and make a creamy with it because that sounds fantastic. If you've never tried Clean Simple Eats before, they have a protein powder variety pack so that you can try individual servings of multiple flavors before committing to a full-size bag, which is the perfect way to find your new favorite flavor. In addition to their best-selling protein powders, Clean Simple Eats also has clear protein powder. So you can just mix this powder with water and get a super refreshing and light drink with 20 grams of protein. So visit cleansimpleeats.com and use the code WhatWeSaid10 at checkout for 10% off your order. That's cleansimpleeats.com, code WhatWeSaid10 for 10% off your order. Link is also in the show notes. Go check it out.
Support for today's episode comes from Square. This is such an easy way for business owners to take payments, for you to book appointments, manage your staff, keep everything running in one place, really no matter what your business is. So if you're selling lattes, you're cutting hair, you're detailing cars, or running a design studio, Square helps you run your business without running yourself into the ground. We have a really good discount code that we'll talk about at the end, so stay tuned for that. A lot of my favorite local coffee shops or cafes use Square, and I feel like it's always just a very seamless experience to pay at the locations that do use Square. On the back end with Square, you can track sales, manage inventory, access reports in real time, whether you're in your shop, on the go, or if you're running things solo. It's very streamlined and easy. It works for one location shops, pop-ups, mobile service businesses, and even multi-location franchises. So you can take payments at a kiosk, a counter, a website, or just with your phone, all synced in real time.
Square also has built-in tools like loyalty and marketing to help you connect with customers and reward them for showing up again. I know that I'm personally signed up, like when I go to my favorite coffee shops or favorite restaurants, they have a loyalty program, which is really nice because then every once in a while I get a free drink or something like that. And it really helps just create that loyalty with your customers. So with Square, you get all the tools to run your business with none of the contracts or complexity. And why wait? Right now, you can get up to $200 off Square hardware at square.com/go/whatwesaid. That's SQUARE.com/GO/whatwesaid. Run your business smarter with Square. Get started today.
First off, I have to say I love and appreciate you ladies so much. You've helped me in so many ways navigate my friendships. I cannot thank you enough. Back to the story. I recently moved to New York City a year ago, and mind you, have had barely any dating experience. I met my best friend there, and she decided to set me up with her boyfriend's best friend. Oh no.
Okay.
I don't want this to be a bad experience. It was going to be a dinner date at a nice restaurant, so I was super excited but a little nervous. It would just be the two of us. I picked out the cutest white satin dress. It's giving How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days dress, but in white. Ooh, okay, gorgeous.
She's ready for her wedding.
She said I looked cute, okay? He picked me up from my apartment and we walk over to the restaurant. It was probably a mile walk, but I was up for it and this guy was cute. The whole way to the restaurant, we hit it off. He's matching my energy, super flirty. I was just so happy. We get to the restaurant and order drinks and I order the rigatoni pasta. It was such a vibe. Conversation is flowing and then all of a sudden I drop a rigatoni in my lap. I'm literally so clumsy, but I was so mad because this dress was new. The man starts laughing and I'm inwardly cringing. I laugh too because what else can I do? He's a gentleman, grabs the napkin, reaches over the table and tries his best to wipe up the red pasta sauce off my satin dress.
Interesting.
It smears more. He then, I kid you not, gets his glass of water and wine mixed up. At least I hope so. Because he dips his napkin in the wine and proceeds to wipe again at my dress. He's like, oh. Yeah, oh. Look at my dress. This makes it 10 times worse. It looks like I got shot on my beautiful dress. And now there is no salvation. He then tells me, I've got an idea. I am shaking my head because I think I know where this is going. He dips his napkin in the wine again and starts wiping at my dress. What the hell is he thinking? He only gets 2 swipes in when I stand up, bumping the table and spills wine, and I spill wine all down the white tablecloth. It looks like a murder scene over here. I don't even really notice because I'm just sad that my dress got ruined. I start to cry. I am so embarrassed and literally don't know what to do. He's so flustered and waves over the waiter, pays for our meal, and we walk out as I'm sobbing. He walks me home and literally dries my tears with his hands, not a napkin, lol.
Oh my God.
He even made me laugh and we joke about how clumsy the night turned out to be. We both start laughing out of our minds. It will be a night I will never forget. And even though he was so dumb into thinking he could turn my whole dress a different color by soaking it in wine, I find it endearing that at least he tried to help me. We still joke about this night and how we will never go back to that restaurant. The dress is ruined, by the way, but he got me a new one as an apology and asked me to be his girlfriend. We've been together for 2 months and I've never been happier.
Oh, that's cute. I was hoping they were together. Okay. He sounds great.
And that's her her best friend's boyfriend's best friend.
Best friend. Yeah, that's
right?
ideal.
That is the best case scenario. I love a best friend duo dating a best friend duo.
Oh my gosh.
That is so much fun.
That is so funny and honestly very innovative that he thought like, well, let's just turn the whole dress red.
I can't with that. He's the dumbest person alive, but I love that you're happy. No, I'm kidding. I didn't think it was clocking to me, so he had red wine. In my head, it was white wine.
Oh, maybe.
But it makes sense that if it's red, that makes more sense that it's like so looking so bad.
Yeah.
But she said he got his glass of water and wine mixed up, so I was picturing that it looked similar. But who knows? Either way. Yeah. But I'm glad that I just love this New York City dating vibe too.
Yes. Dang, I'm sorry about your dress. That sucks.
That does suck. Have you tried Messy Mouth? What is that one that I use? Miss Mouth's Messy Eaters. I swear.
Yeah.
That stain thing that you spray gets rid of anything.
Rachel in New York, our friend Rachel had, I think like Tide wipes. They're like the classic. I need to literally text her and get the link. I spilled blue ice cream on my white t-shirt, like a big stain. And she was like, oh, I have a Tide to go wipe or something. And she wiped it off. Completely gone.
No, that actually was crazy. It like disappeared
completely.
Insane.
I was like, I need 1 million of those in my purse.
Yeah. Stuff like that confuses me so much. Like the one I'm talking about. Benny has had full on like berries just like caked in it. I'm like, it's on like a white thing. And I'm like, that is not coming off. I use it just like perfectly, literally could never tell that it was ever there.
Yes.
And that one specifically is supposed to be able to get rid of like wine and red sauce, like anything. So maybe you just didn't have the right stain remover, but regardless, I'm glad he got you a new dress.
Yeah.
That's everything.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I love a rigatoni.
Love a rigatoni.
That sounds amazing right now. Hey ladies, every Tuesday I wake up early and get so excited to see a new podcast from What We Said. And as a mom of 3, I truly savor listening to your story episodes. Love you both. I've wanted to submit a story since I discovered your podcast years ago, and I finally have the perfect story for this week. When I think back on this date, the story still makes my stomach churn. It haunts me to this day, and I think you'll see why. It was December of 2014 in Provo, Utah.
Oh, that's enough for me to hear.
No, that is enough for me. Say less. I think you can both paint the picture of what the dating scene was like. Oh, mama, I was there. I was there.
I remember it all
literally.
too well.
I think you can both paint the picture of what the dating scene was like. I had just met this guy that was really cute, like total boyfriend, future husband material. And at the ripe age of 22, an old spinster in Utah standards, I was looking for that kind of guy. We started casually dating. He lived with his parents about 45 minutes from me, saving up money while he was finishing his last semester of college. It was probably our third date, and we met at his parents' house, which was maybe a little fast to meet the parents, but I thought, whatever.
How many dates?
Third.
Okay.
I really liked this guy, so I go to his parents' house and soon realized that his older siblings and their families were all staying there too because they were in town for the holidays. It was a pretty intense beginning to our third date, but once again, I just went with the flow. He had the giant basement to live in by himself, which was a little less intimidating because we decided to cook up a fancy dinner in the basement and watch a movie. We soon forgot about his family upstairs. We cuddled up for the movie, started talking, which led to kissing, and then making out. We lost track of time, and I realized I should probably make the drive back to my apartment. When I got up to leave, right there on the carpet in the middle of the room, I noticed a large, dark smudge on the floor where we had been sitting.
I'm terrified.
It was probably the size of a football.
Period blood?
The lights were off and I could still see it clear as daylight. I was freaking out on the inside, so I very casually slipped away to the bathroom. Yep, my pants were soaked through with period blood.
No.
It was a murder scene. I had no way of hiding what had just happened. I was in shock. I didn't even know what to do. I froze. So I wrapped my jacket.
Mama.
We've said this before. When you're hearing this from an outside perspective, you're like, just go be honest.
No. In the moment, you are wanting to die.
You have no clue what to do. You're genuinely like, I cannot tell them. I have to hide this.
Also, this is your third date. It's not like it's your, like, you know,
and their whole
engaged.
family's upstairs. Goodbye.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I was mortified, and his family was staying there for 2 weeks over Christmas break. They were definitely going to find out what that stain was on his parents' beige carpet in the basement.
Oh. No.
Oh, it's bad that it's on the carpet. I was thinking like on a rug at first. A carpet's really bad.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
His family was, okay, they were definitely going to find out what that stain was. Almost died of embarrassment right then and there. That night, he texted me to make sure I made it home safe. I gave some quick response.
You didn't tell him?
She left the scene of the crime.
No.
A hit and run. That night, he texted me to make sure I made it home safe. I gave some quick response and just hung my head in shame. I was painfully non-confrontational, so I totally played it off like I didn't know what even happened. I planned to never hear from him again. It was Christmas break. What a perfect time for him to lose touch with the awkward girl who can't control her bodily fluids. And he would never have to ask me out again. But then he did call me again. We started dating seriously, and the topic of my murderous period never came up again.
What?
And now we've been married for 10 years and have 3 beautiful kids.
You never talked about it?
About a year into our marriage, the topic of embarrassing period stuff came up in conversation, and my husband was like, hey, remember that one time we were making out in my parents' basement? My heart started pounding. They are a year into marriage. Should I confess? He continued. Well, I didn't want to tell you, but you started your period that night on the floor. When you left, I was so worried that your pants and seat of your car were ruined, and I knew you would be embarrassed if my family found out, so I just cleaned it up real quick that night. Don't worry, no one knows about it. A king. I was dying. At this point, I had to just act oblivious and pretend that I had no idea. I would look like the biggest liar of all time if I confessed. So that is what I did, and still to this day, my husband has no clue that I knew about my period massacre. Now, whenever I'm bugged on my husband, I just picture him on his hands and knees at 2 a.m. scrubbing my period blood out of his parents' carpet to spare me of shame, and that image helps me to love him more.
Oh, that's sweet. But also, like, duh, you know? Like, what? You just didn't realize the whole drive home, you got home, you just didn't realize that there's blood everywhere.
Exactly.
Like, duh. But that is so sweet that he just wanted to spare you, and he's, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
It's just one of those things that shouldn't be embarrassing, but is. It's like
everyone, well, not boys, but everyone goes through something like that at least once.
Where you bleed through and you're just like, you're kidding. Mine was not that bad, but very recently. We got to Dear Media. Like, we drove to the Dear Media studio. I'm wearing something. I have white linen shorts when I'm on my period. So what are you doing? I get out of the car, blood everywhere. Like, I don't have anything extra.
And that was the thing about when you're on your period, girls know. It's like, can you check me? 9 times out of 10, actually 99 times out of 100, you're not actually bleeding through. When it's like, oh, will you check me? She was like, oh, can you check? We were like,
Chelsea's actually, this big love, if you're watching on YouTube, blood everywhere. White linen shorts ruined. Actually, they're not ruined because I did use that stain stuff and soaked them, whatever.
Oh, nice.
But I had to wear sweat shorts from the Dear Media office for our recording with my outfit that I'm like wearing boots.
Yeah.
And sweat short. It was quite but my point is, you would think at this ripe age, I would be very prepared.
Yeah.
But sometimes things happen.
Happens to the best of us, you know?
Because I knew at that point, also, it wasn't like I started my period. It was like I knew I was on my period.
Yeah.
So why are you wearing white linen shorts with a thong underneath? Why are you doing that? I don't know. That was my bad. But we all have those times.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I was in a social dance class my first year of college, post LDS mission. Never in my life have I heard this.
Social dance class.
She's giving context.
Okay.
She says, it's basically a beginner ballroom class to socialize and learn partner dances together.
Slay.
Cute. Okay, I think many universities have classes like this, but at BYU, it felt like a dating app in real life. There was this
100%.
one guy, we'll call him Josh, who was more quiet and reserved, sweaty hands, pretty awkward, would either be creepily staring at you or completely avoiding eye contact when he was talking to you. He would often ask me to be his dance partner, and of course I would politely agree, while also feeling a pang of regret at missing the opportunity to dance with someone I had better chemistry with. Eventually, much to my chagrin, great word, Josh asked for my number, then asked me out on a date. I was unfortunately taught that it's rude to say no when a guy puts himself out there to ask you out. You should always say yes to a first date. Were you taught that? Because I 100% was.
Say yes to a first date?
Yes. That it's like very rude to turn down a guy. It's like if they got this exact messaging, if they got the courage to ask you out, like that's very rude to say no.
Oh my gosh. No, I was not taught that.
Really?
Yeah.
She said, don't worry, I will never say things like this to my daughter. And my mom now tells me and my sisters that she completely regrets this indoctrination. Hooray for generational change. Anyways, we set up a date and time to walk somewhere for dinner, and I end up canceling the morning of. I can't remember if I just decided I really did not want to go or if something came up. I honestly, probably the first, LOL. Later that evening, I hear a knock on my door and find dinner in a bag at my doorstep. I had no idea who it was from until Josh sent a text asking if I got his gift. I know you're probably thinking, oh, that's so sweet. It was nice. But also, how did this man find out where I lived?
No, that's not sweet.
And beyond that, how did he get in my building that had double locking doors only accessible with resident key cards? I admit that this is one of those moments where if I was attracted to him, it would be romantic, but because I was not attracted to him, it was icky and creepy. Thank you for the self-awareness because that's so true.
So real.
After that, it just got worse. Despite never even going on a date, he got clingy and tried multiple times to make plans with me. Why don't men understand that when a girl says no multiple times, she's not into you? Move on. He was not getting the message. He would keep asking me to be his dance partner. It was always awkward. I could feel him yearning for me and wanting to be romantic, but I was absolutely not interested. When the semester was coming to an end, he eventually took the hint and stopped talking to me entirely. There was a time we were forced to dance together by the instructors, and it was tangible how much he despised me. I moved on with my life and forgot about him until 2 years later, he found me and messaged me on Facebook. I opened the message to find a novel explaining how he had to go to therapy because of me and the emotional turmoil that I put him through. His therapist had encouraged him to reach out to me to share all of his thoughts and feelings about how I hurt him. I almost wonder if he misunderstood the assignment and the therapist told him to write one of those letters you never sent, but he sent it. I don't know. I left the message on read and blocked him. Maybe I'm the asshole in this situation. He was a nice guy. He just got way too attached for no reason. Someone teach these nice guys how to handle rejection. Sometimes you just do not mesh with someone, and it's far better to not waste anyone's time. It is not that deep.
Yeah, it's the no of it all. Like, you just have to understand and respect a no.
And social cues.
Yes, and deal with your own feelings. Like, if they're saying no, if they're not in any way that they are trying to say no, whether they blatantly say no, whether they, if it's not a for sure yes, you've got to learn to, you got to be a man and just accept rejection.
Also, I forget where I was hearing people talk about this, but they were talking about how therapy for narcissists, I'm not claiming he's a narcissist by any means, but just things like that, where it's like, sometimes, people are only telling their side of the story with therapy, obviously, because, they're talking about their situation and their perspective. And so sometimes the therapist is like, really validating them and like, you should reach out to them. And it's like, oh, if you only knew the other side of things, like you're getting half truths, mama.
Yes.
You know,
It's scary when people have a relationship with someone in their head
yeah. Oh, it's terrifying.
where it's just not, I mean, I get how that can kind of happen, like just naturally in the dating process where, you know, maybe one of you is more emotionally involved. But especially when the other person is not making any, like, there's a difference between being confused by someone's like words and actions and like, you know, they're kind of leading you on and then not, and someone just having a fantasy in their head and
Right.
having no base.
Yes.
No
No
foundation.
foundation of actually that being the case. Like she gave you nothing.
I'm terrified.
I'm terrified.
Okay, for context, it was my third date with this guy. He was 23, I was 19, and my brother's friend, red flag number 1, I know. But it was late at night and he offered to pick me up for a little Olive Garden date. So of course I said, yes, mamas. I get ready, he picks me up, and we head to Olive Garden. Everything is fine until the server sets down the bill. We both eye it and this man just keeps talking. I'm starting to get uncomfortable because I'm like, okay, should I just pay? But also he insisted on getting so much food and drinks that I know this bill is going to be like $120 plus tip. Good freaking buy.
Can I say really quick? I'm sure I've shared this on the podcast before, but I had a similar experience where this guy was like, I want to take you on a date. Like he made it a point of like, I want to take you to this place. Didn't pay. Like,
Did he pay for you? Did he pay for himself?
No. Didn't pay for even himself. Was like just sat there.
Wait.
And I had my card and I'm like, and at that point I was just so young. Like I feel like now I'd be like, are you going to pay for your half?
Yeah, of course.
But obviously that was, you know, over 10 years ago.
he asked you?
He did not ask me, but he didn't ever, like this guy came over multiple times being like, oh, still no card. And I'm like, okay. So I got out my card and put it there. And then I figured once I put it there, he'd be like, oh, like I get my half or something.
What?
Didn't say a word. Didn't pay for.
Wait, do I know who this is?
Yes. I'll tell you after.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, what?
That's so bad.
I mean,
Was it a nice place?
Yes.
Oh
that's what
my
I'm saying. It was like
gosh.
he made it a point, like, oh, we should go here to this nice place. I'm like, okay, well, I pay for, like, I've been given the sugar mama vibes since day one, baby. Because the thing is, at that point, I was making more money than him. But
gotcha.
sorry,
Yeah.
you still asked me, and
Yes.
you're like making a point, so it doesn't matter.
Weird. That's weird.
And I would have even at that point been okay with paying for my own portion of it, but to actually
Yes.
pay for him as well,
It just feels
was
like
crazy.
It feels like you've been bamboozled.
100%.
It doesn't feel fair. Okay, 20 minutes pass, and with the bill just sitting there, and he gets up and says he has to use the bathroom. The server comes back to get the bill, and when she realizes we haven't paid it yet and he's gone, she looks at me weird. I tell her he's in the bathroom, and she leaves. Ladies, 20 minutes go by, and he's still in the bathroom. The server comes back again and asks if my date was okay. I say, I'm not sure, and she sends a male employee to go check on him in the bathroom. The male employee comes back and tells me no one is in there. So I'm like, cool, he left. The server and him leave the table for a moment, and my date finally comes back. I ask him where he was. He says, oh, I was in the bathroom. My dumb ass didn't clock him, and I'm like, oh, okay. Then we go back to talking.
No.
But I'm so weirded out when all of a sudden he starts flashing his camera underneath the table, but he's acting like he's doing nothing.
No. Under the table is crazy.
Still just talking to me intently, and at this point I have to say something. So I'm like, are you taking a picture of me under the table? He tells me he just ran out of money and had to go grab a check from his work to cash on his phone as a mobile deposit. I mean, at least he wanted to pay the bill. He tries cashing the check on his phone, but it says the funds won't hit his account until 2 to 3 days.
He's like taking a photo of the check or something. Goodbye. I thought this was going a very different direction.
Yes, I was like, okay, what's happening? I pay and we leave, and I'm still so weirded out he left me for 30 minutes to go to his place of work. Like, why didn't you just tell me? On the way home, he asked to make one stop, and I'm like, I think I just want to go home because I'm feeling so weird. He says it will be quick, so I agree, and he makes a stop at Chase to cash his check in the drive-thru. At this point, I'm honestly shocked. He needs money this bad. He pulls up, and obviously the drive-thru is closed. Annoyed, he pulls away and starts blasting his music and telling me he just replaced the subs in his car.
Ay, ay, ay.
It was a Ford Fiesta, by the way.
Oh, no, but he can't afford the dinner. No.
He takes me back to my house where he walks me to my door and tries to kiss me. I genuinely dodged my head so quick and we just went into a hug. I walked back inside, so weirded out by the night, deciding he wasn't the guy for me. The next day was Halloween, and he texted me, inviting me to a party where he was going to be dressed as a minion if I wanted to do a couple's costume and be Gru.
A couple's costume.
Wait, why is that actually hilarious, though? That you're Gru.
His priorities also, it's like he just replaced the subs in the car. He's got a minion costume, but he can't take you to dinner.
I left him on red, and that's the last I've heard from him. Moral of the story is, do men have a brain? At least he tried paying, but still so weird. Love you guys. Yeah, at least he had the intention of paying.
No, he really went out of his way.
Yeah, he was just unprepared.
He should have just,
you need to check your bank account.
But
you need to check your bank account before you go on the date, because it's okay if you don't have a lot of money and like you want to go on a date, but let's be prepared. If you have no money, let's go do something free.
Well, also, he should have just been honest in that moment, been like, I am so mortified, but I'm like he shouldn't have even told her the details. He should have said, I'm mortified, but I'm having an issue with my card and like my bank.
Yeah.
Is there any way you can pay? I will pay you back immediately.
Yes.
I feel so dumb, but like, sorry.
Yes.
That would have solved it. You didn't have to leave for 30 minutes and go
100%.
this is crazy behavior.
30 minutes is crazy.
Okay, this is a long one, but funny to look back on. Red flag number 1, he showed up 2.5 hours late. We agreed he would pick me up at 6 p.m. We'd go downtown for dinner, but he never messaged me saying he was running late. So I texted him around 7, so it's an hour late, asking if he's okay if we're still on for tonight. Didn't hear anything from him. So I was like, okay, I'm going to change into comfy clothes and get ready for a night in. This man texts me at 8:30 p.m. saying, I'm out front. Okay, buddy. So I go outside and he tells me he was working late and didn't have his phone on him to let me know, but he begged me to still go on the date, all from inside his car, never got out. Stupidly, I agreed and on we went. Red flag number 2, he drops me off at the restaurant and tells me to go get us a table.
That's red flag number 3, because the other red flag is him texting you, I'm out front. Yeah. And not coming up to your door.
Go get a table? Absolutely not. I'm waiting 20 minutes at our table. So, she gets out of the car, sits down at a table. I'm waiting 20 minutes at our table for him to come inside. He finally gets in and says it took him a while to find a parking spot. Mind you, it's now 9 p.m. on a Sunday night. We're the only ones in the restaurant.
Goodbye.
I brush it off and give him another chance. Red flag number 3, the waitress comes by and asks what we'd like to eat. So he looks at me and says, you already ate, right? Looks at the waitress and goes, okay, I'll have a beer and a plate of nachos for myself. Takes the menu from me and gives it to the waitress. I was so taken back by that I just asked for water. The ick I already had for this guy was so bad, but once he finished his food and we were done talking about his cars and hobbies, he paid the bill and I decided it was late, so I should go get home. We get up from the table and homeboy is shorter than me. I'm pushing 5'2".
First of all, that was giving, and for the lady, perhaps a salad, perhaps not.
Literally. I'm pushing 5'2", and once we stood up, his head came to my chest.
Huh? How did you not notice this before? Oh, because he said, go get a table.
And he never really stood up around her.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get out of the car. Maybe that's why he wasn't getting out of the car. Like when he came and got her.
What do you think? You're going to fall in love with someone and never having stood up by them?
We walked to his car, which is around the corner from the restaurant, mind you, LOL, and we get in. The parking lot was empty, so he proceeded to do donuts. In July, I'm sitting in the passenger seat with the aroma of burnt rubber around me, thinking, how did I get myself in this situation? I say I'm tired and need to work in the morning, so please take me home. The whole car ride, he continues.
It's like 11 p.m.
Had a water and is now in the car doing donuts. The whole car ride home, he continues to talk about his cars. He drops me off, I get out of the car, and he rolls down the window yelling, nice ass! I just keep walking to my door. Immediately blocked his number and never talked to him again. Worst date of my life. Have the best time on tour, ladies, and let me know if you're ever coming to Canada. I'll be the first one to buy tickets. Love you lots.
I am shook at the donuts. I'm shook at him.
He is everything wrong with men in this society.
I can't with the I'm out front at 8:30.
I'm out front 2.5 hours later than we agreed.
That's
what
insane.
Do you mean? I am currently wearing my Asics right now. They have become my new personality. I wear them on all my walks, and I've been going on daily walks, so I basically wear them every single day. I have a few different pairs at this point. I love the different colorways that they have. They have a lot of iconic styles, and they are just the best. So whether you are going on your daily run, you're having a recovery day, a casual walk, ASICS shoes are engineered to support your growing mileage. They are as ready for a fast 5K as they are for convenience in your everyday life. Even if you're just running errands, like I like to wear these because they're just so supportive and comfortable. And I think they're actually extremely cute, and you can kind of dress them up. Like right now, I'm wearing a trench coat with them if you're watching this episode on video. And you can kind of just make them chic. Movement is what brings us together. Each step forward becomes a journey towards something more community, more connection, more miles. It's not about the number of miles you go. It's about the miles you share. So move your body and move your mind with ASICS.
People were asking me a while ago what shoes I prefer for running and for my half marathon and things like that. And I was actually saying I need recommendations because I don't know. I need to find a better shoe. I need to find something that fits. And the number one recommendation from people was an ASICS shoe. ASICS has so many legendary favorites like the Kyono 32, the Gel Nimbus 27, and the Nova Blast 5. They all give you the comfort and energy to go further. Movement is for everyone from first steps to marathon finish line. ASICS supports all paces and all goals. So visit asics.com and use the code WhatWeSaid at checkout for 10% off your order. Exclusions may apply.
I am so extremely excited that we are sponsored by ClearStem and that we have a discount code for you guys because ClearStem is really, really game changing. I have heard so many amazing things about them in the first place. I also use they have a pore clogging ingredient checker on their website. And when I found this out, I basically went through every single item that I owned, especially like all my makeup and my skincare, to check if it had pore clogging ingredients in it. This is a free thing that they have on their website. And I will do this with products that I get. Like I just looked up this new concealer that I was maybe going to get, but it had pore clogging ingredients, so I didn't end up getting it. It's such a nice little tool that they have, especially if you are someone who deals with acne-prone skin or your skin gets easily irritated or congested. This is game-changing. I also ran out of my cleanser and my moisturizer at the exact same time, and so I just immediately switched over to ClearStem because I had that in my drawer. And I am so pleasantly surprised at even switching because I feel like that can be scary, especially as someone who deals with acne sometimes, is like you switch products and you're terrified that it's going to give you acne, but it hasn't broken me out at all. It feels so just like gentle and easy on the skin, which is really important to me. And I absolutely love every product that I've ever tried from them. I'm currently using their cleanser, their toner, and their Hydro Glow moisturizer, and it is amazing.
ClearStem is backed by rigorous scientific evidence. Their products have been clinically shown in third-party trials to effectively improve acne within 4 weeks, with further improvement over 12 weeks. Unlike other skincare brands, ClearStem is dedicated to both product safety and efficacy. So discover the ClearStem difference because clear skin changes everything. Go to clearstem.com/whatwesaid and use code WhatWeSaid at checkout for 15% off your first order. That's ClearStem.com/whatwesaid. Code WhatWeSaid for 15% off. Go check it out. Okay, so I went on this first date with a guy from Hinge. On paper, he seemed normal. He suggests mini golf for the date, which, okay, points for creativity. We get there and he actually pays. Shocking. Thank you, sir. And the conversation is fine. Nothing groundbreaking and nothing terrifying yet. So we step onto the course and this is where it all takes a sharp left turn. He goes first, does his little putt. Fine, his little putt. Then he looks at me and goes, "Your turn." I line up my ball, about to swing when he suddenly stops me. He's like, "Wait, let me show you how." I'm thinking, all right, that's cute, kind of rom-com vibes. And maybe this will be one of those cheesy montage moments. No montage. This man dramatically takes my clubs out of my hand like he's about to give me a TED talk on the physics of mini golf. He steps in front of me, gets into his big instructor stance, and then out of absolutely nowhere, his foot catches on the edge of the fake turf and he just eats it face first into the pond. Like full body, face first, directly into the little pond next to the course.
No.
I felt so bad. And when I tell you time stopped, the couple behind us literally gasped. I froze, hovering between, "Oh no, are you okay?" and "Please God, don't let me laugh." He pops back up, soaking wet, red face, trying to brush it off and says, "That was supposed to happen."
That's actually hilarious. He ate with that.
Sir, what do you mean? No, you did not mean to do that. And here's the kicker. After that, instead of retreating quietly, he still tries to recover the lesson.
No.
He comes up behind me, wraps his arm around me, still soaking wet, and guides the putt. But then he slides his hands to my stomach and starts tickling me.
Oh, this is not real.
A swamp monster, literally soaking wet and tickling me. He comes up behind me. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Like he just forgot. Wait, but then he slides it and starts tickling. Like he just forgot his body had betrayed him seconds earlier and decided, you know, we'll fix this. A good old tummy tickle. I was mortified. Who tickles someone's stomach trying to be cute? At that point,
especially on a first date.
Don't touch my stomach.
No, that would infuriate me.
Actually, like someone touching your stomach as a girl, when you don't know them, it's got to be instinctual. It's like alarming.
Yes.
You're like, those are my reproductive organs. Square. Yes, like don't touch my stomach at all.
Don't ever.
It literally sends like a sick feeling into your gut. Okay. I excused myself, went to the bathroom and called my mom. Mom, I need you to call me back in 5 minutes with a fake emergency. Sure enough, 5 minutes later, she calls and says, and I say, I'm so sorry, but I have to go. Needless to say, I never saw him again. And to this day, when I pass a mini golf course, all I see is a grown man face planting into a mini pond and then trying to tickle his way back into romance.
The tickling is insane. And this is reminding me of a story of Tyson being a wedding photographer. I don't know if I just made this up. I swear it was him, I'm pretty sure. And I need to call him to get all the deets. But he basically was like walking backwards, he was at a wedding. And he was the wedding photographer. And he was like walking backwards to get this family shot or whatever. And it was like very marshy. Literally takes a step back and fully is underwater. He literally goes under and is submerged with his camera up here.
Like it's that deep. I'm screaming.
I'm pretty sure his camera even kind of got.
I feel like I remember that.
Ruined and he was like sopping wet. I need to absolutely verify with him that it was him. Because that
would happen.
Yes.
When Tyson's taking photos, he is like in the zone.
He's in a different like dimension.
Yes.
Should we call him and ask him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please leave your message
or ignores you.
Okay, guys. I tried to call Tyson, but it appears he's busy at the moment. So maybe we call him next week on the pod and have him tell the story live. Yeah. Do a call in because if I remember correctly, this is it's too much. It's just like one of those moments where it's just absolutely awful, especially because you're working. Yeah. And you have to like be professional and he was in a swamp. So we need
clothes?
The tea. Yeah.
Oh
his
my
clothes
gosh.
soaked. I'm pretty sure one of his cameras kind of got ruined or his lens or something like that. And it was like so marshy that he didn't know it was like an actual body of water or something like that. Anyway, we need to get all the tea from him and we will get that for you guys shortly.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you guys so much for writing in your stories, for being with us through the highs and the lows, the anxious moods, the luteal phases to the great moods. We appreciate you guys being here through it all. We love you so much. And
that's what we said. Goodbye.